Oh, fuck it. He's got to roll with it. It's a mix-up. Damn. It's a little mix-up. I'll fix it later. I ain't gonna worry about it. I'll fix it later. Yeah. It's alright. Oh boy, oh boy, boy. How am I gonna do this? Shit. I'm on my informative shit today. I mean, I'm not even like, I'm really like in the zone. And I had something I wanted to give you all, but I guess I should just tell you all where to go to. Whoa, I can play it. What am I talking about? You know, I really like, I don't know what y'all looking for. How can I explain this? Let's see. Yeah, lack of sleep can cause that as you get older. Lapse in judgment and motor skills.
Intensely. Look, if you think of a significant portion of the American population, who's going to represent you except folks like me? And we're not going to be able to represent you if you're not showing up, in fact, to vote. It matters. Your voice has to be heard. Lots of close elections the last couple of years, and every vote counts.
President Biden there making an appeal to black voters on a Wisconsin radio station as his campaign is fighting to convince members of his own party that he can do the job.
Yeah, let's talk about this more and about what the stakes are with Ron Brownstein, our CNN senior political analyst and senior editor for The Atlantic, and Tia Mitchell, Washington correspondent for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. What did you think hearing the president say that? Who's going to represent you except folks like me?
I think it's number one, I think it's smart that the Biden administration is speaking to black voters specifically. They have been throughout the campaign, but they know black voters are the backbone of their coalition. And so it's a good starting point as they try to rebuild from what happened on Thursday. I think their messaging as far as policy right now is not the issue, though. It's about Biden and not necessarily that his thinking and his understanding of what his voters want from him. I think they're all in alignment. Now it's convincing voters that he can do the job and do the job for 4 years. And that's very different than just convincing them that he has the right ideology for the job.
Ron, I want to get your thoughts on some new reporting that we just got from Edward Isaac Dover. Apparently during his meeting with Democratic governors, President Biden, according to 3 sources, told them that he wanted to stop scheduling events after 8 p.m. so he can get more sleep. He complained that he wasn't getting enough sleep. What do you make of this reporting?
It really, kind of underlines the problem they have going forward. I mean, the most dangerous thing in politics, political professionals have long said, is to reaffirm or confirm an existing concern of the electorate. And it wasn't as if the debate happened out of nowhere. I mean, for months, years, a significant majority of voters have been saying they're concerned that Biden is too old to do the job effectively. And then over 90 minutes, he really underscored that. He gave them every reason to have those concerns. So we come out of it with 74% in that New York Times Siena poll saying they think he's too old to do the job. 84% of voters under 45, 84% of people who did not vote in 2020, over 80% of third-party voters, all voters that he needs if he's going to kind of, deal with the other problem going into the debate, which was that he was trailing. He was the one who needed to improve the trajectory of his campaign, not so much Trump. So when you say something like that, you are essentially acknowledging that, you are a somewhat diminished president. And it goes to, I think, the fear of Democrats who are kind of watching this gulf widen between the concern among the political professionals and now this increasing determination of the White House and the campaign to move forward is what happens if something else happens between now and November? So I think those kinds of comments really go to the sense of vulnerability and even kind of helplessness that many Democrats feel about their ability to influence a decision that many are worried about.
Yeah, and look, lots of unscheduled stuff just happens after 8 when you're president. That's just the nature of the job. But that's a remark that Tia left left several of the governors in the room frustrated, according to the sources who spoke to CNN. What do you think about that comment?
Yeah, I think the comment is probably not helpful for the current conversation about his fitness from a mental and physical standpoint to do the job. I think it's understandable that someone who's 81 years old wants their rest, wants to get to bed early, but that's a different standard than President of the United States that also is called the leader of the free world. And just for practical purposes, when you're talking about perhaps having to deal with something of a foreign ally or a foreign adversary in different time zones, you're talking about Congress with an emergency late at night or early in the morning, just the everyday demands, the information coming at you, the need to review briefings and to attend fundraisers and events. This is a job that is very demanding, and it has aged the men who have served in the role. We look at Barack Obama, who is a relatively young president, and the way he looked in 2008, much different than the way he looked in 2016 when he left the job. It does age you. It's a demanding job. And I think the current conversation is it even fair to ask Joe Biden to do this for another 4 years? And is it practical to think he can do the job for another 4 years? And ultimately, that's a decision for Joe Biden to make. Nobody right now is even indicating they will make that decision for him. But I think when he makes comments like this, it concerns people that maybe he should be thinking about whether it's time to say, I've done what I have been able to do in one term, and now it's time to pass it on to another person.
It does tell you something that of what was said in that meeting, this is what came out, and this is sort of what's being shaped in the press by the people who were in that room, right? I'm curious what you think of the way that certain lawmakers are talking about the potential for Biden to drop out, because many of them, James Clyburn included, essentially said, if he does, I'm backing Kamala Harris. Many of them are very quick to back the vice president. Even when there's this question of process, of a course correction, what might the convention even look like? How do you think her place in all of this?
Biden. Want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago?
Look, the convention even look like. How do you think her place in all of this is being figured out?
Well, I think if I'm the vice president, you're really walking a very fine line, because on one hand, every day you're aware that you could be tapped and could become the person. But you're also aware that for right now, not only is Joe Biden president, but Joe Biden is the candidate for another 4 years. So I think she and her staff are working really hard to support Biden in the current situation. But they know it could be her. I think Democrats are talking about the rules, talking about what's possible, talking about what's feasible, and talking about the big thing is talking about what they can sell to their party now that the state primaries are over, because they don't want to disenfranchise voters. Again, we talked about black voters in general, and I think that they want to, because even Clyburn, initially he said, I'm with Kamala, but he expressed an openness to a more open type of mini primary. I think they want to try to do both. I think most Democrats will say privately it's probably going to be Kamala. If there is a change, it would be hard for it to be someone else. But they want to give some sense of allowing other people to throw their hat in the ring, so they're not just creating an heir apparent. But that, again, is a fine line, because they also don't want to look like they're trying to cast Kamala Harris aside or have someone leapfrog over her, because that would likely also be problematic.
Ron, one of the conditions that our reporting shows Biden said to a confidant would make him consider stepping aside was if polls were tanking, also if donor support was tanking and the interviews were going poorly. But when you talk to pollsters, I wonder what you're hearing, because it's only a few months until the election, less time until people actually start casting ballots. There's a lot of time for polls to move, but there isn't actually that much time for Biden to make a decision.
Right. So, when Donald Trump said, I could choose somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose any support, he wasn't really only talking about himself. He was talking about the modern era of American politics. It really isn't possible anymore for the floor to fall out under a candidate. We're too polarized. We're too dug in. Negative partisanships locks in too many people. There are too many people who don't want Donald Trump to be president for the floor to completely fall out under Joe Biden. But as I said, going into this debate, he was the one who was trailing. If you look at the Electoral College, the two southeast swing states of North Carolina and Georgia look almost completely out of reach. The two southwest swing states of Arizona and Nevada, not quite as bad, but close to being that bad for Biden. And I think most Democrats understand that the only realistic path at this point for him to get to 270 again would be to sweep Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, three of the states that were in what I call the blue wall. I have seen post-debate polling in all three of those states that have Biden down 6 to 7 points. States that in all likelihood, Brianna, he has to sweep. Now, you could say, okay, well, that is kind of an inflated number because we're still in the immediate blast radius of the debate. But even if some of that rolls back, you're still talking about deficits of 3, 4, and 5 points, with the question of where does he go to get those extra votes, given the numbers I mentioned to you before, among people voting for third parties or people who haven't voted in 2020. And 85% of them are saying he's too old for the job. 70% or so are saying they disapprove of his job performance. His policies have left the country worse off. It may be a raw deal for Biden, but among political professionals in the Democratic Party, there is enormous skepticism that this is something that can be recovered from. There's a lot of doubt about Harris, whether she would be better, but at least that would be shaking up the deck in the view of many of them, rather than sticking with what looks like now a hand that has almost no chance of winning.
Wow. I messed up because I'm thinking out loud and I'm not really doing this the right way. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this video.
I saw a tweet over the weekend from retired General Russell Honore that I got a pretty good kick out of. He was basically just telling these Democrats, shut the hell up and get your game face on and focus on the task at hand. Let's see if I can pull the tweet up. And if you guys got, go ahead and pull it up. This is right here where he laid out. Please stop pissing on yourself. And he went on and on and on, laying this whole thing out in terms of what Democrats should be doing. He cut right to the chase, the same way he did when he hit the ground in New Orleans during after Hurricane Katrina. He joins us right now. General, glad to have you here. I mean, my goodness, these folks really do need somebody with some guts, somebody with an attitude to whip them into shape and to realize you calling for Biden to step down after one debate. I don't recall the New York Times or the Land Journal-Constitution saying Donald Trump should step down after he was found guilty of sexually assaulting a woman and found guilty of 34 felonies.
Absolutely. Circle the wagon. In every war, you're going to lose a battle. But you adapt, you overcome, and you win the war. Losing a battle, and you haven't lost a battle, you haven't done anything. And that was a battle lost, but it's an opportunity because they allowed the convicted felon that's running for the White House to spend an hour and a half spewing lies. I don't think he said one thing that was true. As opposed to the Democrats circle the wagon and focus on the lies of the convicted criminal that beat their own guy up. And I wish James Carville and that Obama crowd, that Clinton crowd that get all the time on television, shut the hell up. If you're not going to support Biden, shut the hell up. Attack the other guy. If you can't say nothing good, shut the hell up and focus on the other guy. That's what we got to do and get the vote out, because we got to get the young people excited about coming out to vote. The young people can save the democracy in the United States, and that's what we need to be talking about.
General, I've never served in the military because I don't do well taking orders. Right. But when it comes to debating, when it comes to being on the offensive, I am a firm believer of attack, attack, attack. And that's exactly what you're saying here. That man stood there and lied over and over and over and over again, and you heard Biden say, hey, I might not walk as fast as I used to. I may not talk as smooth as I used to, but damn it, I tell the truth. And you don't sit here and let a fluid liar get away with it.
Absolutely. You know, a convicted fellow can't be in the Army. We're about to let this guy be Commander-in-Chief again. If we let these talking folks who are on TV now beat their own guy up, beat the other guy up. I mean, experienced politicians that said this throughout the year. Don't talk about your own team, talk about the other guy. And we've lost some opportunities. Some of the crime going on in the debate analysis. I had to turn the damn thing off for 2 days. Watching some names that you and I both recognize, people we know that we've conversed with, come on TV, damn near crying over the debate while the other guy allowed the line for an hour and a half. They said nothing about that. They beat up on their own guy. Hey, look, the other side, they got this down. They'll support a liar. They went to court with him. This guy been convicted of grabbing women by parts. He's been convicted in court of assaulting a lady for sexual assault. And he's going to be the commander-in-chief. He couldn't even join the Army with his criminal record.
This ain't open.
Well, and the thing that also jumps out at me here, when you talk about the line, the man sat there and just lied about the military, lied about support, lied about what he claims he did not say, and then lied about even Ukraine and Putin. Y'all go ahead and roll it.
I'm trying to get a hot dog.
Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO. Are Putin's terms acceptable to you?
First of all, our veterans and our soldiers can't stand this guy. They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him, that we've ever had. They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of information. As far as Russia and Ukraine, if we had a real president, a president that knew, that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine. A lot of people are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers, maybe triple those numbers. He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in. I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such...
Well, literally said to NATO, hey, if y'all don't pay up, Putin can do whatever the hell y'all want. And then in that debate, he lied about that. He lied. He said, oh, when he talked about losers and suckers, he said, oh, I fired that general. I never said that. General John Kelly, a retired 4-star, confirmed Donald Trump said that. And you know what, General Honore? I really wish General Kelly would have the guts, stop hiding behind a quiet confirmation. I wish General Kelly would come out and give a major speech and let it come out of his own mouth what Donald Trump said, because I think people would listen to that man, especially serving as his chief of staff and being a 4-star general, if he told American people what Trump said about our troops who were killed in battle.
I agree with you. It need to come out of his mouth. It also need to be repeated the number of high officials that worked for Trump that are in jail or on their way to jail, and the number of high officials that collectively signed a letter saying he should be nowhere near the White House again, to include all of his two of his national security advisors say he should never be in the White House again. He's not to be trusted. He took classified documents and put
I
in the
just
bathroom.
want to get
He showed them around
all right.
Mar-a-Lago. This guy should never be entrusted again with the leadership of this country, and people got to get off the AZZ and go vote. And that's the banner we need to be talking, Roland. Get off your AZZ and go vote. You can't sit around and say, I didn't get what I wanted the last time. I ain't watching the election. I ain't going to vote for an old guy. Well, guess what? You're going to end up in a situation where a lot of black and brown people will be sent out of this country on day one. And there'll be nothing, no progress for the people of color.
This is the wrong video. I'm gonna take this down. This ain't what I want. This ain't what I want at all. Yeah, I just want your rice and beans. And meat. Oh, my bad. Oh, you know, the small. They come in little cups.
Okay.
Large. Let me see. Let me see. No, that'd be all. Oh, a large cup of ice. Sorry.
Okay, one small tire rice, one small tire beans, and the cup of ice.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That'll be all. Oh, and the meat. Did I get the meat right?
I'm sorry?
Did I get the beef meat? The beef meat, a small one?
The small one, beef meat?
Yeah, the beef meat, right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, yeah, sorry about that. God, I got people watching me everywhere I go. And I don't mind, it's just that I'm sharing my life with you all. And y'all don't care about me. You won't subscribe. Yeah, there we go. You sound pretty cool, dude.
646.
Okay. So we got 3 things in there, right? Beans, rice, and meat. Right. I don't want that red sauce, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so between tacos and...
Oh, snap. Sorry, brother. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. God, he didn't give me no. What is it? Beef, beans, and rice. Rice. Beans. Oh, God, he didn't give me no meat. I didn't get the beef. Sorry, the beef. One beef. Meat.
Ground beef?
Yeah.
It's okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. All right. Got the beef for free, baby. That's what I came here for. Because really, I was trying to mix it with something else. We playing mix and match. Actually, he's going on the other side of town. Out here in these streets. That's pretty nice of him. Y'all see me, don't y'all? See all these cars moving around like this? They moving around like this. Oh, okay, I know where I can go. They're moving around like this for the trap guy. And I ain't even rapping. I'm on my political shit. I'm really infatuated on another level. I should start another channel and really just start peaking my game of thinking this out and doing it the right way. Speaking about this shit on a whole nother level. I want to go over here. Let me see if the Chipotle's is open and I can get me a plate with some pinto beans. I can spread this all over it. Have me a feast, noodle. While I go into the trap. This is gonna be hot over here already, probably. Not yet. It's going to though. God is so good to me, man. Making money hand over fist. I ain't getting no money dropped today because it's a holiday. Got me a cup of ice. Got me a drink. Another drink. Oh shit. I gotta go over there. I wish you would have said Monday. It would have been better. Who the fuck will just keep fucking with them? Nobody wants to go to the office. Nobody likes to have to go to the office. And you get over there and the conversation turns into something totally different. I just sit there acting mum. I don't want to answer some questions, dude. That's not what I came over here for. I came over here to give y'all what y'all want, and I want to get out of here, please. I do not want to be... I don't know what happens. Oh, it's not even open. None. Well, this one is open, the Korean barbecue. I wonder what good barbecue tastes. Okay, can I do this like this? Yeah, I got chicken. I can nibble on that. All right, that's cool. We'll work with it. I wanted to do something else, but let me see. I got the rice. I got the beans. Right? Yeah, but those are not what. Well, it's okay. 50-50. I want it all in one bowl too, but it's alright. I'll deal with it. And then I got some meat. Everything is straight. I got me some snacks. Always want something more, but it'll be alright. This video was not supposed to be about this. I went ahead. I was supposed to be doing the Texas governor talking about, he was speaking, and that's the Texas representative rather than not the governor, but the representative in Congress. And he was talking about 4th of July are we still free in America? And I really like what he had to say. But still, talking points are all, we all are on the same page. It's like big government is pushing us all to not to be able to afford anything that we have, and just like, you know, we can't never have a sense of comfort. We always have to be stressed out about being able to work and getting more money. So that requires us to do more work. And if you fall off, you just fall off. There's no bouncing back real quick unless you got a lot saved up and you know somebody. A lot of people are just a check away from being fucking broke. I seen it. I was ahead of the curve. I had to downsize before. And I was sitting here listening to one of these YouTube content creators, and I was saying to myself, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're a little kid. You're not on some grown man shit. You're like a little fucking boy. You're not a real fucking man, point blank, at all. At all, dude. At all. Nothing about you says man. You are a kid. Your mouth is the only thing that may get you by like anybody else, but you are on such a fucking fundamental level of maturity. You believe that you're a man, and you're not. You're a little fucking boy. And I was sitting there just saying to myself, why am I playing around with this fucking... Let me get my ass on. I'm doing things in real life. This nigga sitting here, a bum. A fucking deranged bum acting like he's really doing something. But all of us get caught up. Like I see Fanon getting caught up like that. Arguing with Freaking Flyer. And Freaking Flyer can push his buttons. But I think Fanon does that on purpose. Because he can filibuster time. I think he got 4 hours he stays on and get money out of that. He has a goal. World Springs. I gotta figure out what the fuck that is. I'm gonna Google that. World Springs. So this video was supposed to be something totally different. So you all in the replay that sees this, gonna be like, this guy is really like, what is he doing? Don't get it twisted. I know what I was trying to do and I didn't do it. It was something totally different. But anyways, it's just something to see and something to monitor and watch. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man.